Hello, Lenawee County. My name is Brian Vish, and here are the headlines for this week in Lenawee.
Accurate, dependable, and late-breaking. This is local and state news on WLEN, Lenawee's local news station.
Artalicious wrapped up another successful weekend in downtown Adrian, bringing art, food, music, and community together. One highlight was recognition for Don Taylor, who has chaired the festival committee for 15 years. Taylor reflected on how he first became involved after retiring.
I retired. A couple of weeks after that, I had coffee with Chris Miller. And I said, I'd really like to do such and such and such and such. And he said, I got a better idea. I think you should get involved with Artalicious. And I said, but I'm not an artist. And he said, you don't have to be. So I got involved the first year, which was 2010. And 2011, I suggested that maybe we might become part of the community foundation. And I filled out all the paperwork. And then I said to my friend, Pi Benio, how should I sign it? She said, sign it as president. I said, what does that mean? She says, it means a chairperson. That's how I got here.
That was Artalicious Chair Don Taylor reflecting on his role as the event's leader since 2010. The link to the full video honoring Don is now available at WLEN.com. Valor, a local nonprofit led by veterans in Lenawee County, is working to provide meals, support, and resources for those who served. Founder Don Beam explained how the group began.
Valor is an organization that just formed a year ago. The background is that some veterans and myself got together for breakfast occasionally, and we enjoyed that. We originally just got together because we had a common experience. The group kept getting bigger and bigger, and my daughter, who was a veteran navigator for the state of Michigan, saw what was happening there, and we were supporting each other, particularly like getting into the VA. It's quite a daunting system at times, and we would share our experiences and help each other kind of get through the safety.
Beam said the effort quickly grew.
This just kind of grew, and then the state of Michigan at that point in time, through my daughter, agreed to pick up the tab on these breakfasts. So we started one in Hudson, Michigan, Brooklyn, Michigan. So this is over the last 3-4 years. And Adrian, Temperance, Tecumseh, and I guess even up at Ypsilanti. So this program expanded, and this was just people helping people. And the state come along and said, well, we need some funding changes here. So Valor was a group that decided that they formed a nonprofit to solicit funds to keep the breakfast going because they saw the benefits of this.
That was Don Beam with Valor. For more information on Valor, call 734-660-8673. Last Sunday, the Ruck to Remember brought veterans, families, and community members together to honor the lives of service members lost to suicide while raising awareness about mental health. Austin C., a veteran organizer of the Ruck, described it this way.
The Ruck to Remember March is a gathering of veterans and families to celebrate the lives of those that served our country and unfortunately passed away from suicides, which is a very hard subject to touch base on. But we've created a positive environment for those people to come out here, have a good time, share memories of loved ones. The Ruck March essentially is a physical representation of the 22 veterans that take their lives each and every day. But ultimately, this is just a positive experience for all, and all are welcome.
Austin went on to emphasize the need for this community.
It's not talked about enough. And it isn't just a military culture negative experience. This happens all around us. And this isn't just a veteran-specific problem that we're facing. It's just an all-around mental health problem that we're having. And that's why we always tell people that although this is a veterans coalition, this coalition that we built up is for the community, for everybody living in Lenawee County and beyond Lenawee County.
That was event organizer Austin C. Matt Rad, the Community Engagement and Partnership Coordinator for the Ann Arbor VA, added this.
This event in particular, we really want to make sure that we raise awareness around the subject of suicide, that we talk about it as a community and hear the stories. And today we're going to hear 2 powerful testimonials from a veteran in his journey through mental health recovery, along with a surviving spouse of someone who had died by suicide. So sharing this, speaking up about it, talking about it, sharing the resources that are available for veterans and their families to get support and to get help if they need it, and to get connected with the benefits as they've earned, that's what we're here for as well.
That was Community Engagement and Partnership Coordinator from the Ann Arbor VA, Matt Rad. Organizers say the annual Ruck to Remember will continue as a way to bring people together, raise awareness, and connect veterans and families with support in Lenawee County and beyond. Two Adrian graduates are marking the 50th anniversary of their 1975 cross-country bike ride. The trip covered 10,000 miles in just 4 months, raising money for the American Cancer Society and creating memories that have lasted a lifetime. Matt Herms described what the journey meant to him.
It was an experience of a lifetime that Matt and I have never forgotten, and I feel it was my greatest achievement of my life. I think I learned more on this bike trip, going 10,000 miles in 4 months and 1 day through the summer of 1975. I learned more on the bike trip than I ever learned in college, in all the colleges I went to.
That was Matt Herms sharing his reflection on the ride. The 50th anniversary celebration will be held on September 27th at the Lenawee Historical Museum in Adrian. ATHENA Lenawee has announced this year's award recipients, recognizing outstanding leadership and support for women in Lenawee County. Sherri Tuckey of Tuckey's Big Boy in Tecumseh received the 2025 ATHENA Leadership Award for her professional excellence and community service.
It does not seem real. I don't feel like I do anything special, but I do appreciate the vote of confidence, and I will continue to do what I can for my community.
Tuckey also shared a message for young women.
I would say follow your heart, do what's right for your community, and don't ever think people don't notice, because I do believe people notice and appreciate all your efforts.
The ATHENA Awards were announced and handed out this week. Students across Lenawee County started school this fall with new backpacks and supplies thanks to inmates at Gus Harrison Correctional Facility. Chris Howard, Homeless Education Coordinator with LISD, spoke with WLEN News about the donations.
During that first year I took over, Matt Randall from the prison had actually just reached out and kind of explained what their program was and where the money comes from and all of that, and just asked if there was anything at all that they could help with. And I think that first year was in the fall before school started, so we agreed on the school supplies and did that for the first year. And then pretty much every year since, he's reached out and asked, what can they do to help.
The Warden's Forum, a group of inmates and staff, raised more than $2,000 through their Prisoner Benefit Fund to donate backpacks and supplies to the Lenawee Intermediate School District. The fund is built from prisoner purchases, not taxpayer dollars.
That was the big key, and it's really hard to continue to get that message out. This isn't state money, this isn't taxpayer money, this is their money that they raise through their purchases and different things like that they can choose to do what they want with it.
That was Chris Howard, the Homeless Education Coordinator with LISD. The forum says it plans to continue supporting local students in future school years. A new Halloween event is lighting up the Michigan International Speedway. John Spink, owner and operator of Nightlights, said they had thought about the idea for years, but decided this would be the year to try a Halloween version.
We had talked about maybe doing a Halloween light show a couple years ago, and we decided maybe this should be the year.
Spink explained the show is designed to be family-friendly with no actors or scares, just colorful Halloween-themed displays for all ages.
We wanted to do something that was non-scary. So this is a drive-thru light show, Halloween, no actors, kids-friendly, something the little kids can come and see and, not worried about having nightmares.
He added that all displays were built on site, with work beginning in March and finishing in mid-July.
We build all our own displays. So we kind of knew what we wanted, because the Christmas show, we fabricate all those too. We knew how to make what we wanted, so we started back in March, and it took us to mid-July to fabricate and kind of lay out what we wanted.
The Night Lights Halloween show runs Thursday through Sunday nights, 8 to 10 p.m. through Halloween. The Adrian Symphony Orchestra will open its 2025-26 season on Sunday, October 5th. The concert, called Epic Soundtracks Live, begins at 3 p.m. in Dawson Auditorium on the Adrian College campus. ASO music director and conductor Bruce Kiesling said this show will be different from past movie-themed concerts.
We're actually calling this a non-John Williams program. So you're not going to hear any John Williams on this. And we actually think that's a real strength. We just did a great program in February. So pretty recently did a Star Wars themed program. But here, no music of John Williams. So it'll be a really nice change for us. And again, a chance to do some music of maybe some composers that are influenced by John or that influenced him, even in one case. And so we're really excited about that. And we think our audience is going to love the variety of kinds of things that we'll hear in terms of not only the style of that music, but when those films what year they came out.
That was Bruce Kiesling, conductor of the Adrian Symphony Orchestra. Tickets for Epic Soundtracks Live are available now at adriansymphony.org or by calling 517-264-3121. The Clinton Fall Festival featured Michigan-made cinema Friday night at the historic Clinton Theater. The showcase included Squatch, a thriller directed by Ann Arbor filmmaker Tom Chaney. The film was shot in Michigan, with several scenes filmed right in Clinton. Julian Chancholo, whose family owns the theater, described the event.
This Friday, September 26th, for Clinton Fall Festival, we will have at 7 p.m. a movie called Squatch, directed by local from Ann Arbor, Tom Chaney. This is a Sasquatch movie filmed in Michigan and some parts filmed here in Clinton. 8:30 is The Beast of Bray Road. This is from Wisconsin-based Benjamin Brower, and this is sort of a modern found footage type film.
Chancholo said he sees the showcase as a stepping stone toward more events in the future.
This is almost a little film festival we've got going on this weekend. I've got, a lot of big dreams about this space. I think it's really unique and valuable space.
The event added a unique spotlight to Fall Festival weekend, bringing independent film directly into downtown Clinton. Tonight, September 26th, the Clinton Theater will screen The Goonies at 3 p.m. and again at 7 p.m. A final showing is planned for Sunday, the 27th, at noon. Julian Chancholo, whose family owns the Clinton Theater, said, quote, "We show a lot of first-run movies and a lot of second-run movies. That business is good when it's good." End quote. Tickets are available at the box office with concessions open throughout the festival weekend. And now, let's dive into The Cave. The Adrian College football team enters conference play today with a perfect 3-0 record after a 57-0 homecoming win over Manchester University last weekend. Second-year head coach Joe Polka talked about his team's effort in the contest.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing is I told the guys that's why you play full 60 minutes. I don't think anybody felt great at halftime with the margin that we had. But college football games are long games, and you got to be able to play the whole distance. And I thought we showed a superior conditioning level today, and I thought we showed toughness and an ability to pull ourselves out of a hole and play well all the way down the stretch.
Coach Polka spoke to the depth on the roster, which had a chance to be showcased in the last two games.
We're pretty fired up about the kids we've recruited, and our players that are young are good players. And there's a lot of positions where you will not see a ton of drop-off. It's really competitive to get on the field here right now. And that just bodes well for that MIAA play when, you're going to need that depth at some point to pull you through.
Listen to Bulldog football all season long with Ian Went and Sean Whitmer on 103.9 FM WLEN and on WLEN.com. Siena Heights University's men's soccer was featured on 96.5 The Cave's Saints Sports Weekly show on Monday night. Head coach Drew Crawford reflected upon his team's 5-2 win over Defiance to begin WHAC play 1-0, and looked ahead to their Wednesday match on the road.
We had a tough non-conference schedule, and we struggled in a few games that I thought we probably should have performed better and had better results. But, the whole goal was to get us ready for conference play, and to start 1-0 obviously is important with a home game. And then we've got another game Wednesday at Rochester, which if we play like we did on Saturday, I think we'll get a similar result. But they're going to be, tough, athletic. We just need to be patient with the ball and make good decisions. And hopefully we'll come back from Rochester 2-0 in the league.
And that'll wrap it up for this week in Lenawee. For WLEN News, my name's Brian Vish. I'll see you guys next week.
Count on WLEN, Lenawee's local news station, to keep you informed with accurate and dependable information 24 hours a day.